title is Features of the Constitution. In an introduction called the Preamble, the delegate stated the general purposes and intentions of the Constitution. Quote, "We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America." The three branches of government. The founders provided that the powers and duties of the federal government be divided among three separate branches: the legislative, the executive, the judicial. The legislative branch of government's duty is to make the laws. Its structure is it has a Congress of two houses, a Senate, which comprises 2 members from each state, making a total of 100, and a House of Representatives, which are members from each state, but the number of members is based on population. The present membership is 435. The next branch is the executive branch of government. The duty is to enforce the laws. The president is to serve as chief executive. A vice president and numerous assistants appointed by the president are there as well. Currently, there are 14 executive departments and many administrative agencies that assist the president in carrying out the laws. The heads of the executive department serve on the president's advisory board, or called its cabinet. The third branch is the judicial branch of government. The duty is to interpret the laws. Its structure is a Supreme Court with several lower federal courts. Presently, the Supreme Court is made of 9 justices, one of whom serves as Chief Justice. There's also lower courts consisting of Court of Appeals, which there are 13, district courts, which there are 94, and then several other types of special courts. The framers of the Constitution set up a system of checks and balances. This system gives each branch of government enough power to prevent another branch from becoming too powerful. The legislative checks. Congress can check the president by refusing to appropriate money for an executive department. It can refuse to authorize the creation of new agencies, and can abolish the existing ones. The Senate can reject a treaty that is made by the president. A 2/3 vote of the Senate is required to ratify a treaty. It can reject presidential appointments by majority vote. The House of Representatives has the power to impeach the president. That is, to charge the president with that official with wrongdoing. The Senate has the power to try the president on those charges. Congress can check the judiciary by its power to create or abolish lower federal courts. Congress can also impeach federal judges. The Senate and House can check each other, since a bill must pass both houses before it becomes a law. The executive branch checks. The presidents can check Congress with their power to veto bills. Congress may override presidential vetoes by a 2/3 vote of both houses. Presidents can check the courts with their power to appoint federal judges, with the approval of the Senate, of course. They may also pardon persons convicted by the courts. Judicial checks. The judiciary can check the other 2 branches by declaring acts of Congress and acts of the President unconstitutional. In other words, contrary to the Constitution. This power is called judicial review. Those who wrote the Constitution aimed to create a strong central government. They were equally determined to provide adequate authority to the states. The states gave up certain specific powers to the national government. These are called enumerated or delegated powers. But the states retain other power for themselves. These are called residual or reserved powers. In general, the national government was to be responsible for matters affecting the whole nation, and the states were to concern themselves with the local affairs. The powers delegated to the federal government are to levy and collect taxes uniformly throughout the country, to borrow money, to coin money and regulate its value, to establish post office and post roads, to regulate interstate and foreign commerce, to control the seat of the national government and protect federal property, to declare war, to make treaties with foreign nations, to raise and support armies, and to provide and maintain a navy, to establish rules for the naturalization of aliens. Powers that are reserved to the states are to provide for a system of education, to make laws on marriage and divorce, to establish voting qualifications, to provide for local government, to pass local laws for the health, safety, and welfare of the people, to punish crimes within the state, to regulate business within its borders, to construct roads, bridges, parks, and other public works within that state. Please stop.